Welcome to J is for Justice podcast. If live breaking news and following true crime is your thing, then please consider subscribing to my channel. And if you like what you see in my videos, please consider giving them a thumbs up. Good morning, everybody. I've got everybody psyched out. It is Thursday. It's Thursday, not Friday. We're not usually live on Thursday mornings, so I saw a lot of TGIFs. It is Thursday, guys. It is Thursday, July 25th, 2024. I am coming at you live from Studio J in Clearwater, Florida. Let us know in chat where you are listening from today. If you're new to the channel, please consider giving a subscribe and a like. Kelly Mack, Jay, my kids are driving me crazy with this bing bong. Reminds me of your channel every time. Your kids are saying bing bong? Like this?
Bing bong.
So good morning, everybody. I hope you're having a good day. Cricket's like, how did you get through yesterday? Yesterday was wild, dude. It was too much politics. Good morning, Nils. I know I messed a few of you guys up. Fugitive Recovery Agent, MGA. Pennsylvania here. Hello. Hi, One-Eyed Flo and Angie B. Outdoorsy Life, Miss Odin. Chelsea, our whip. Good to see y'all. Patricia from Louisiana, the home of the crab boil. Dyersburg, Tennessee. Good morning, Shauna. Happy Thursday. Yeah. CC says, almost heaven, West Virginia. I've got to work today. Well, have a good day at work. I hope you'll enjoy listening. Melissa B, hello, and Megan. Good to see y'all. Kami, good morning. Thank you for becoming a member yesterday, Kami. And is Kels here? Hello, Miss Nightbot. Kels purchased some major merch. She got the water bottle. She got the 1202 Somewhere tea and the 1202 Somewhere mug, and I want to thank you for your purchase. Kels, I don't see you yet, but thank you for your support. Sherry from Wisconsin. Dispatch Crystal says Nashville has another missing person. Music City Mom is working in the office today. Have a good day, Music City Mom. Good to see you. Great Falls, Montana. White House, Tennessee. Busy Mama. Ooh, you are right in the heart of the Sebastian Rogers case. Kami, totally understand that. I want to thank you for spending your extra money on becoming a member here. I do appreciate it. Carolina, thank you for becoming a lawful listener. Welcome to the Clicker Crew. You are now official member of the JBI, Jay's Bureau of Investigators. Stephen Crabtree in the house. Hello, Stephen. Thanks for coming in. I messaged Mr. Stephen the other day because I've heard like other creators playing his videos and stuff. And I'm like, I need to hear Stephen's story because I'd like to share my story with Stephen. And then I want him to share his story with me. So you guys give Stephen some love here. He's willing to talk. He's willing to be up front. We definitely would never bash you over here, Stephen. We're just trying to get to the bottom of the mess. You know what I mean? And just compare stories. But I thank you for being here, dude. Olivia. Good morning. Sherry. Good morning. Let's get into this story here. We're going to be talking about Madeline Soto. I don't know why it sounded like that. Thank you, One-Eyed Flo. Welcome, CC Jones. Uh-oh. We have a press conference we're going to watch today, too.
Thank you for our media partners coming here today. All
right, we're going to pause that. Okay, sorry about that. There's a human trafficking situation down here in Florida that we're going to get to after this. I'm totally on today being Friday. It must be a full moon tonight. It's something, Cricket. But let's start back in the beginning, okay? We're going to talk about Madeline Soto. Madeline Soto went missing February 26th, the same day as Sebastian Rogers. And she was found on March 2nd, I believe, in bushes out on a road in Osceola County. Now, Madeline lived in Orange County in Kissimmee. So Kissimmee was the lead on this investigation. The sheriff of Osceola County was there to assist with searching. But the sheriff allegedly, I guess, asked someone to send him the crime scene photo. But he also checked in at the crime scene because he's on the list of people that checked in to the crime scene. Sheriff Marcos Lopez is who we're talking about today. So this is going to give you a little background into his accidental post that he later contradicts himself and says it wasn't even a body in the photo. This is why he's in trouble. So here's what happened. And this is 4 months ago. We're watching a video from.
Looking to figure out when he could be facing more charges. Stephen Stearns is the girl's mother's boyfriend. Right now, he's charged with sexual battery and child pornography. Investigators think instead of dropping Madeline Soto off at Hunters Creek Middle School last Monday, he killed her, threw away her backpack, and hid her body. Investigators later found her on Friday. And as Kissimmee police investigate Madeline Soto's murder, there are new questions tonight about social media posts published by a different law enforcement agency.
So over the weekend, employees at the Osceola County Sheriff's Office posted a crime scene photo and a selfie with the prime suspect in Soto's disappearance. News 6 investigator Mike DeForest joins us now. And Mike, you just heard from prosecutors about this.
That's right. I just received a statement from State Attorney Andrew Bain, who will be prosecuting the case. He says, in part, I'm deeply disturbed that the photos were carelessly made public. While I do not believe that these photos will have any evidentiary impact on the case, as of now, they were released in poor taste. Late Friday afternoon, Osceola County Sheriff's deputies discovered the body of 13-year-old Madeline Soto in a wooded area. On the very next morning, on the official Instagram page for Osceola County Sheriff Marcos Lopez, someone posted a photo that appeared to show a close-up view of the crime scene. News 6 has blacked out that image. But the photo caption, which reads, "Great day with our seniors," suggests the posting was unintentional. In a statement issued Saturday afternoon, the Osceola County Sheriff's Office said, quote, "Earlier today, a post was made on social media about a community event for seniors. In the post, an investigative photo was accidentally included. The photo was immediately removed. We deeply apologize for any confusion or disturbance this may have caused. As with any investigation, the information obtained is confidential, and any mistaken disclosures will be immediately rectified."
That could affect the investigation and prosecution of the case, the defense of the case, and it could also affect the potential jury pool.
News 6 legal analyst Stephen Kramer says the photo's release may prompt a defense attorney to try getting the trial moved to another location. And he says it could open Sheriff Marcos Lopez up to civil liability.
You've got a grieving family that's suffering, and you may see an argument that this photo, even if it wasn't intentional, the release was negligent. And as a result, you may see a claim for damages and a lawsuit result from that.
The agency has not disclosed whether Sheriff Lopez himself or another staff member posted the Instagram photo. That same morning, Sheriff's Office employee Nerva Rodriguez posted this photo on her personal Facebook page. It shows Rodriguez posing in front of Stephen Stearns, the prime suspect in the teenager's disappearance. The caption reads, "If God's love has been poured out over your life, don't allow evil to keep you away from what he has prepared for you." The post includes the hashtag Nerva Rodriguez. Rodriguez is the executive director of the Sheriff's Office, a civilian position that oversees several departments, including the agency's social media. The photo was removed from Rodriguez's Facebook page after News 6 began asking questions about it.
Completely inappropriate, to say the least. So it's an election year, and Sheriff Lopez is up for re-election. How many think that he's going to get re-elected? Well, before we get into what's happening now, I'm going to show you a little bit from the sheriff's Instagram, because this was on his personal phone. It had no business on his personal phone. excuse me, he was not even investigating the case. So there's no reason he should have had it on his personal phone. B, even if he was investigating it, it should have never been on his personal phone. So why did he want that photo? He said he wanted it to compare clothing to what? Why did he want it? Why did he want that photo is what I have to wonder. Now, when you see this little compilation, I just hit screen record and went through his Instagram. So thank you, Angie. So when you watch this, I really think, Sheriff Lopez needs to go back to social media acting, because it looks like he's spending more time staging stupid Instagram videos with his team to look like a badass when he ain't. Watch this. This is just a little snippet. Like literally, I just sat here this morning and I was like, just went through it. Take a look. Take a look at his Instagram. This guy's a joke. We love Grady Judd because he's transparent. He does press conferences and everything else. He doesn't do goofy shit like this. Let me know what you think. Take a listen or take a look.
I'm a fighter. I've always been a fighter. The same way I've been fighting to protect and serve and keep your family safe, I'm going to continue to do so 2024.
Yo, you want to see something cool? No? Well, I'm gonna do it anyway.
Step into the scene. No, nobody can do it like me. Zoop house plate with the kick cuisine.
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Hoy en mi ventana brilla el sol. Y el corazón se pone triste contemplando la ciudad. ¿Por qué te vas?
Hi, I'm Sheriff Lopez with the Osceola County Sheriff's Office. We welcome everyone, tourists, people that come visit our great community, our great county. But please don't be that guy or girl. Don't come here, cause trouble, commit retail thefts, or you want to be a squatter, not here in Osceola County. Because you're going to get arrested, you're going to get put on probation, and I'm sure you're going to be back on a violation. Enjoy, come here, enjoy everything we have to offer. You are all welcome. Summertime is only
Like it's your birthday, we gon' sip a party like it's your birthday. And you know we don't give up, it's not your birthday. You can find me in the club, bottle full of bug. Mama, I got what you need if you need to fill the bars. I'm in the having sex, I ain't into making love. So come give me a hug if you're in here getting rough. You can find me in the club, bottle full of bug. Mama, I got what you need if you need to fill the bars. I'm in the having sex, I ain't into making love. So come give me a hug if you're in here getting rough. When I pull up out front, you see the Benz on dub. When I roll 20 deep, so it's drama in the club.
Hi, I'm Sheriff Lopez with the Osceola County Sheriff's.
I'm Sheriff Lopez with the Osceola County Sheriff's Office.
And I'm Superintendent Mark Shanoff from the School District of Osceola County.
Hey, I'm Sheriff Lopez with the Osceola County Sheriff's Office. Today's caught in the act is Luis Sayola. This guy's a lazy burglar. He doesn't want to work. But from all the effort that he put into breaking into so many businesses, you would think he's strong enough to get a job. We receive a rash of burglaries in Osceola County. Luis, he don't want to work. He don't want no job. Why are people such idiots? He goes to the nail salon, but it's not to get his feet done. He also walks between buildings. Hi, I'm Sheriff Lopez with the Osceola County Sheriff's Office. We've all heard about the missing child, Madeline Soto. We need your help. As a father, this hits home, close to my heart, and to many parents' hearts. Please, if you think or feel you may have heard or seen something pertaining to her disappearance, call the Orange County Sheriff's Office, the Osceola County Sheriff's Office, Kissimmee Police Department, the St. Cloud Police Department. Call, give us a tip. We need your help. Please, let's bring Maddie home. While this case is actively investigated by another agency, our hearts go out to Madeline and her family during this time. We're deeply troubled by recent developments, including the arrest of Madeline's stepfather. The primary focus remains on locating Madeline. Thank you. Hi, I'm Sheriff Lopez with the Osceola County Sheriff's Office. We've all heard.
Seleccionado por el pueblo en Kissimmee.
Bacon, you ready for our next interview? Somebody wants to be a cop.
Sheriff Lopez, Bacon, how are you?
Good, good, good. Come on in.
Thank you.
Listen, I hear you want to be an SRO.
You know, a lot of people think that, hey, you know, he was a teacher, he was a principal, now he's superintendent. He's doing everything that he ever wanted to do. No, Sheriff, I've only wanted to be a school resource officer.
Bacon, hey.
Alrighty, y'all ready? We headed to the fair. Tonight, see you there. I'm ready for some funnel cake.
You don't need no funnel cake.
Who said that?
Hoy estamos en Griles, Puerto Rico con el Sheriff Marco López preparando el charlatán roll.
Y este es el único charlatán que yo permito en Kissimmee. Thank you, Christina the cake girl. I can't wait to try them.
Ooh, me too. Give me that.
That's my favorite. Thank you, Christina the cake girl. I can't wait to try them.
Ooh, that's why you're in timeout.
5, 4, 3, 2, all do it.
I'm a fighter. I've always been a fighter. The same way I've been fighting to protect and serve and keep your family safe, I'm going to continue to do so 2024.
I'm sorry I had to do that, but it had to be done. It had to be done, guys. This is who was voted in as their sheriff. And he is running again this year. And your comments were great. Thanks for sitting through that, guys. Yeah, this is awful. It's awful. W. Smith, it seems like he's trying hard to be cool, but I believe sheriff is an appointed position. No, it's an elected position. It's an elected position. Why did he want Maddie's photo? Considering he makes all these videos. He is very full of himself and he's very short. And I don't care for this guy at all. Hi, John Lennon's ghost. He thinks he's such a cool badass, it's laughable. Without that badge, he'd probably be getting his ass kicked at the local bar. It is disgusting. Why does he need to showcase himself like this? He's a tryhard. Whose birthday is it, Cha-Cha? Southern Sass. Do we have any other birthdays here today? Happy birthday, Southern Sass. This one's for you.
Go, shorty, it's your birthday.
I hope you have the bestest day ever. Little Man Syndrome. Darlene, thank you for your super sticker. It's good to see you today, Darlene. I feel sorry for the rest of the department. Can you imagine having this to be subordinate to this clown? I can't. You're in Flagler, Raven? I love Flagler County. I love Ormond Beach. Delusional short man. He needs to go. He needs to go. It's your birthday, Kansas. Happy birthday. Yeah, John Lennon, that's for you. Carolina, is this for real? It's beyond awful. Good morning, Karchi. Yeah, I think his badge should be removed immediately. Oh, so, okay, let's get into what's going on now. Okay, so let's fast forward. So we heard that report. Now we're going to go over to the state's attorney's letter. I have the actual letter that Marcos Lopez, not Mario. So this first thing we have here is, this isn't the letter. This is the actual summons. We'll get to the letter next. In the county of the 9th Judicial Circuit of the state of Florida, in and for Osceola County civil summons, FDL agency, and then the number, in the name of Osceola County, Florida, the undersigned certifies that he has just and reasonable cause to believe and does believe that on March 2nd, 2024, Sheriff Marcos Lopez, Hispanic male, driver's license number, date of birth 2/21/1969. Madeline went missing 5 days after his birthday, and he still thought he deserved a photo. Failed to comply, not that that even matters. I don't even know what I'm talking about. And Osceola County committed the following offenses. Failed to comply with Florida public records laws, making a photograph that depicts the killing of a minor, confidential and exempt from public disclosure. And then it lists the statutes he's in violation of. Did publish a photograph depicting the killing of a minor, to wit, Madeline Soto. Chief Assistant State Attorney Ryan Williams, Office of the State Attorney, 9th Judicial Circuit. You must appear at a county court judge in the county court of Osceola County, Florida. And then it doesn't give the date on here, but as you can see, he signed it. So the next thing is the letter. Let's get that open. This dude's a bad dude. Not digging it at all. Not at all. So this is from Andrew Bain, the state attorney here in Florida. Let's read through this. Sheriff Marcos Lopez, this was written on July 8th of 2024. My office received and reviewed the investigation conducted by the Florida Department of Law Enforcement regarding the allegation you violated Florida public record laws by publicly disclosing a photograph depicting the killing of a minor victim. Having reviewed the available evidence and interviews, including the interview you provided on the topic, we reached the conclusion that there is insufficient evidence to show that your release of the photograph was, quote, willfully and knowingly posted to social media. Criminal proceedings are therefore not appropriate under Florida statute section 119.102. Florida statute section 119.101A, however, makes any violation of Florida public records laws a non-criminal infraction, punishable by a fine of up to $500. Accordingly, my office will file the civil infraction for the release of the photograph and violations of sections 119.071 and 119.0712, whatever, in the near future. Members of my team will reach out and communicate with you explaining the details of that process. I also write today to discuss another concern I have regarding some facts revealed by FDLE's investigation into the matter above. The investigation indicates that on March 2nd, 2024, you called Kissimmee Police Chief Betty Holland and told her the photograph of the deceased minor victim you posted was published by mistake. You further apologized for publishing the photograph to the public. You then testified under oath to investigator Fran Quiz on April 1st, 2024. You told investigator Fran Quiz you had pictures of the body sent to your personal phone so you could compare the clothing on the body to what the victim was last seen wearing. There is therefore evidence you knew there was a body that might be the victim on March 1st, 2024, and certainly knew the body was the deceased victim by the time of your interview on April 1st, 2024. Significantly, the FDLE investigation also noted an interview you conducted on March 26, 2024, 5 days before your sworn interview with WDBO, where you said the following in response to a question about the apology your agency issued for your release of the photograph of the victim. Quote, as to the photo, there was an apology issued, but it wasn't actually the body. It was an area of interest where there was a body found. No one ever came out and directly said it was the victim. End quote. We are having difficulty squaring the statements you made to Chief Holland and FDLE with the assertion you publicly made that the photo you possessed and disclosed, quote, wasn't actually the body. Pursuant to our ethical obligations under Brady versus Maryland, the Office of the State's Attorney Brady ID system requires our office to inform defense counsel via notice of the existence of information, including all sustained findings in personnel records for untruthfulness and any other information the SA09 learns and believes affects the credibility and or truthfulness of a recurring state witness. You are likely aware that you qualify not only as a recurring witness, but also a witness in the underlying case, given your entrance into a crime scene. Please therefore consider this, my formal request, that your agency conduct an internal investigation into whether your inconsistent statements constitute a violation of Osceola County Sheriff's Office policy and procedures number 341.0, standards of conduct. Given your position as head of that agency, if you feel the investigation would be more appropriately conducted by FDLE, I would certainly understand. Once our office receives the results of the investigation, my office will determine whether your inclusion in the Brady notification system is appropriate. The absence of any investigation will result in our office making a determination with the evidence currently in our possession. So they're saying he's going to end up on a Brady list, possibly, unless they can prove otherwise, which means it makes him not very credible as a witness in court. So that's not really someone you would want leading your county in law enforcement either. So do I think he should have a stricter punishment? Absolutely. Absolutely. So here we have his hearing. Which isn't until December. Well after the election's over, right? So here is the docket. Code enforcement fine, public records violation for a public officer. I mean, we shouldn't even see a sheriff as a defendant, right? We shouldn't even see a sheriff as a dependent. Ever. Or defendant, not dependent. Right. Why was he trying to compare clothing? Why would he need to do that? He wasn't the investigating agency. I don't know. But this was filed 7/15. The summons was issued, and then we just read the summons. I thought it said December on here. Hold on. Oh, yeah. 12/20. Yep. 5 days before Christmas. 12/20/2024 at 8:30 a.m. in front of Judge Gabrielle Sanders Morency in courtroom 5E, Osceola County. Good morning, Olive. Cops protect cops no matter what, says Karen Sorrentino. FBI needs to be involved in all these shady cases. Well, the FBI is shady too. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I feel like I'm getting a cold or something. Yeah, just a few days ago. Yes, it's crazy town. We have one more video on this, and then we're going to watch this human trafficking bus here. That is actually live right now. We're going to pick it up, but hold on. There's an updated video on this guy, on this Osceola. Okay, yeah, here's another video I wanted you guys to see. Hold on.
Today we are hearing from the Osceola County Sheriff about a photo of 13-year-old Madeline Soto's body he posted on social media.
He explained to West 2's Megan Mulatto how it all happened.
Osceola County Sheriff Marco Lopez is speaking out after accidentally posting a photo of 13-year-old Madeline Soto's body on social media in March. Though the sheriff's office was not the lead agency in the investigation into her disappearance, he says it was his team that found what they thought could have been her body.
The major on the scene was actually the person who sent me the photograph. And it's our protocol, I'm the sheriff. You know, we do this.
He says the photo was also entered into evidence. The next day, he says it was accidentally included in a post about seniors on his Instagram page.
Accidentally, when I posted the senior photo array, that was the last picture in the photo array. And it was brought to my attention like 10 minutes later, and I immediately took it.
You are a disgrace. An absolute disgrace.
It down. You know, and I immediately notified legal.
This led to an investigation by the Florida Department of Law Enforcement.
So he went on this talk show, this Orlando morning show, and he said it was a body, but no one said it was the victim. But then he's saying that he was going to compare clothing because he's a liar. And Myron, if you're listening, you were spot on about this dude. Spot on, Myron.
Town, dude.
I don't trust him. He's got Play-Doh lips. I don't like him. And quite frankly, I think he should step down because he had the nerve to sit there and say, as a father, you know, we all feel the loss of Madeline. No, the fuck you don't, Sheriff Lopez. You're a disgrace. You've been a disgrace since 2003, and you need to go. I mean, these people have no shame. They just sit there behind their little, cloak of protection and have no shame whatsoever.
Which found there wasn't enough evidence to show the photo was posted on purpose, resulting in the state attorney filing a non-criminal citation of up to $500 for violating public records laws, which the sheriff says he plans on paying.
Oh, it makes me so mad.
Sheriff Lopez says after FDLE finished their investigation, his office received a letter from the state attorney confirming that criminal charges wouldn't be filed. But on the back of that letter, there's also a request for an internal investigation. It says it's a formal
who
request.
Investigates the sheriff? Okay, so if the state's attorney says, hey, sheriff, you need to investigate yourself, who does it? I mean, is this some kind of a joke? It shouldn't be a choice for him to be able to investigate himself. Okay, how about every person you fucking arrest, you let them investigate themselves? Why is he above the law? See, this is wrong. This is wrong in my opinion. Put a 1 if you think this is wrong. Put a 2 if you think that there should be more action taken and immediately. He is supposed to be an example. He's supposed to be a role model. He's supposed to be following the law, enforcing the law, protecting that county. I would go, if I lived in that county, and demand he resign. Why do they get away with this? It's terrible. Plato, he does. He's awful. There's got to be better men than this. He doesn't need to step down. He needs to be fired. Yeah, he shouldn't even get an opportunity to step down. I mean, they wonder why people are losing faith in law enforcement. I've always backed the blue, and I do. There's bad seeds everywhere. But I'm going to tell you something. The more that I see, the sicker I feel. And I'm one that's always been fair. I get why people hate politicians. I get why people hate politics. I get why people have no faith in law enforcement. And if I was Madeline Soto's family, I'd sue the pants off that guy. He wouldn't have a job or a house or anything when I got through with him. If that was my daughter or my granddaughter, I can tell you that. And I would have spoke out the minute that dude leaked it. Because you know what? That might help Stearns. What else? He entered the crime scene. This crooked cop entered the crime scene. What's a defense attorney going to use? This motherfucker is going to be a thorn in the side of Madeline Soto's justice. He ought to be ashamed. He ought to hang his head down and walk away. I don't get it. There should be an investigation by FDLE immediately as soon as that fucking picture was posted. What do you mean there was nothing criminal done? He posted it alongside Great Day with Seniors with an angel. With a halo emoji. Fuck this guy. When you're a sheriff, you double check. You don't cut corners. What other corners has he cut? You know what I'm saying? He can't even double check a fucking social media post when he knows he has sensitive photos on his phone. The dude's a slack. The dude's lazy. He's too worried about his next photo op with his SWAT team. It makes me so mad. Bye, John Lennon. You have a great day. Imagine there's no countries. I love that song, John Lennon. Have a good one. Oh, it makes me so mad. He should have a higher standard. Not be above the law. He should hold a higher standard. I just can't believe the audacity. The good ones are hardly covered on the news. I know, Explorer, and they are out there. They are out there. Oh, God, if that was us at our jobs, we'd be fired. You're going to haunt other channels. Well, you're haunting with some good messages, John. You can feel good about that today. What was he going to do with it? Cricket, right. What was he going to sell it on the dark? What was he going to do? Kels, thank you for buying the merch. I thanked you in the beginning. I don't think you were here yet. You are so awesome. Thank you so much for your support. Oh, he's god awful, man. God awful. Sandra, I'm in the UK. How do I message Jay privately, please? Sandra, you can email me. I agree. A full investigation of his phone data needs to be done immediately. Did he send that to anyone else? What was he comparing it to? I thought of Santa because he would have been involved in the Santa thing. Santa lived in Osceola County. It's okay, Kels. Santa lived in Osceola County. So the Osceola County Sheriff would have been aware of Santa. I don't like it at all. You hear me, Sheriff? You're an absolute disgrace. I thought I had another video of him. Let me see. I don't think I do. I think we watched them all. We're going to watch this human trafficking thing, though. Before we get to that, no, we're not going to do that today. Okay, here's the human trafficking. This is Hernando County, so this is just north of me. I'm in Pinellas. This is Hernando. And the update says, Hernando County Human Trafficking Press Conference. Hernando County Sheriff gives an update on human trafficking bust that led to several arrests. So I have a lot more respect for this sheriff than I do Lopez. So maybe Lopez, you can sit and watch Grady Judd, you know, your neighboring Polk County Sheriff, and take some tips about being transparent, not being a douchebag, being transparent. I don't know, start commenting on his Instagram. His Facebook. Demand. I mean, he's got a Facebook. Oh, let me show you his Facebook real quick. He does a lot of videos, not only on Instagram, but also on Facebook. Hold on. Let me pull that up. Let's see. Osceola County Sheriff's Office. Him and his dog Bacon. Oh, y'all can't see it. Hold on. His dog Bacon. Funny, huh? Because he's a pig. Bacon, get it? Huh? Here he is in all his glory. I don't like him. I don't trust him. He needs to go. This is May 6th. He's still proud of himself, May 6th. He is still active. Yes, Cricket. Yeah, of course he is. He's not facing any criminal charges. Here he was 15 hours ago. This is his video 15 hours ago. All 4 foot of them. What is with these cops with little man syndrome? I can't stand it. I just get icky vibes from him. What about y'all? Sheriff Marcos R. Lopez in the Osceola Sheriff's Office proudly announced recognitions and awards. Can you imagine him being your boss? Brat, is Florida just a free-for-all? I didn't think so. W. Smith, did you see the murder of Sonia Massey by police? Yes, we're covering that tomorrow on Friday. But you can go and comment on this. Young Citizens Academy. Who's that? Rex Hewerman? The fuck? That look like Rex Hewerman? Weird. But they got kids there at the sheriff's department. Really? I wonder if any of these people, knew Madeline Soto. Ought to be ashamed. Look, Christmas in July. That's in 2 days. If you live in this area in Kissimmee, he probably won't even be there, but gifts will be given while supplies last to children 13 and under. Children must be present and be Osceola residents to receive the gifts. Sheriff Marcos R. Lopez in the Osceola Sheriff's Office invite you to Christmas in July. Join us at the Osceola Tax Collector's Office parking lot from 10 to 2 on July 27th. For what? I mean, it's not even like a back-to-school event. He's having fucking Santa? Are you kidding me? I can't. Santa in July.
Bing bong.
After in his county, there was a dude that just was arrested who went by the name Santa that was selling child pee. Why is this getting weirder and weirder and weirder? $13 and under. Fuck no. Angela says, I don't like this at all. I don't either. What's this all about? This lady's clapping? Some weird shit, man. Yeah, I don't like it. And Santa's son offed himself, yes. I don't like it. I mean, I could see if it was like, hey, back to school event, like we're going to give away school supplies. But gifts will be given while supplies last to 13 and under. Children must be present and be Osceola residents to receive the gifts. You have to live there. Dude, Leslie and Billy, I'm starting to agree with you. Why do they have to live there? And what's he going to do? Make them prove it where they live? No.
Jeepers.
Santa's son was in the foster system. Santa's son, Henry, was a foster worker. He was a foster parent. He adopted. I don't want to start a rumor, but I thought I read somewhere on a memorial page that Maddie was in the Young Citizens Academy. Criminology. Yeah, I don't know. I never heard that. Right, but I've heard of, stuff with cops. I mean, Grady Judd does that all the time. But don't you think this is weird, given the circumstances? And why would they need to be present and be residents? He wants to know. I mean, what is he going to say? Oh, Mom, Dad, I need to see your license to prove you live here before you can get a free gift from the sheriff? No, this has red flags all over it.
In the name of Jesus, Father God, Lord.
Let's do a poll. I need to know what you guys think. Can we verify what will take place? You could probably call, but I'm not going to do it live. I don't like this at all. Because how are you going to prove you're a resident other than, showing your ID or some shit? All right, I'm going to throw a poll up here. And when I say inappropriate, I mean considering the situation here, everything that we know. He knows what we know, and then some. First Uvalde officer to arrive on the scene of Uvalde has been charged with 22 counts of failure to protect a child. He pled not guilty. Wow. Thank you, Melmo. Yeah, I agree, Core. The creep factor is strong with this one. Usually residents of county churches, individuals give for Christmas in July. I don't even know what that means, but children must be present and be Osceola residents to receive the gifts. Gifts will be given to children 13-year-old and under. Christmas in July with Santa and Sheriff Marcos R. Lopez, who shared Madeline Soto's crime scene photo. Was he going to use this Christmas thing as a honey trap, checking adults' IDs for warrants? I don't know. He could ask what school they go to. Why would he need any pictures, Leslie and Billy? He wasn't the investigating officer. They need to sit him down. Good morning, Teresa, and ask why he wanted that photo. He had no business having it. So this is this coming Saturday from 10 to 2. If you're in Osceola County and you're going to run by there, let me know. You might need to rewind a little bit, Pearl. So we've got that, and then we've got, he does this most wanted. Here's another one, Police Athletic League Youth Jiu-Jitsu Clinic. This is in August. For children ages 7 to 15. I'd like to know what all these guys think of Lopez. Here, he's assuring us that due to the outages, everything's running fine in the sheriff's department. This girl, Erica, really likes him. See this? She applauds everything he says. I don't like that. Our summer fun and safety tour at Redemption Church. Oh, we are excited to announce a new arrival of group of teens for the Youth Citizens Academy. Great program and much needed. Thank you for taking care of our youth. This lady works at nonprofit organization Jacksonville Sister Cities Association. The highlight was our gaming truck where the children enjoyed playing video games. We shared essential safety tips about online safety and more. It's got all these pictures of these kids. Oh, I don't like it. Osceola County Summer Fun and Safety Tour with Osceola County Sheriff. Here it is, the Christmas, July 11th again. Look at calling all young citizens. Spots are limited. And I'm just going back. This is just July. 4th of July. He celebrated at the parade in Celebration, Florida. Here he is. Yeah, I'm all set with this dude. I am all set with Marcos Lopez. There's the girl that took the selfie of Stephen Stearns. Look at the selfie queen. She ought to be ashamed of herself as well. She's the one that took the picture of Stephen when he was arrested. Poonie! Good to see you, Poonie. I know, I'm glad you're back too. I was about to come find you myself. See, I wish the local news would talk about this because no one digs into him. No one digs into this stuff. That kid don't even look like he wants to be there. Who can blame him? Yeah, he's talking about online safety to teens after he just, yes. Yes. He just can't be trusted. He cannot be trusted in my book, in my opinion. Look at this photo op. Look at how staged this is. I mean, is this what he's doing when he arrests people? Is he getting people set up for a photo op? Like, hold on. Okay, we know you're under arrest, but hold on over here. I gotta get Lewis to go over here and start the camera. I mean, this is a joke. I'm going to, Poon, just for you. Now that you're back, you would have been mad if I went. The video has no sound. Nothing likable, Carolina. Nothing. The 4-foot elf passing out all the gifts. She's probably his lover. There's nothing likable about this dude. Lopez is a scumbag. Too many underage children called upon. Really? What's going on? Too much emphasis on the children, huh? I mean, he had to have someone walking to get this footage. It's ridiculous. Just arrest the dude. Don't worry about your damn videos. Maybe if you were less concerned about your phone and your videos, you wouldn't have leaked a picture of a 13-year-old deceased girl. And then you have the audacity to say 13 and younger can come to the Santa event. If there was a guy arrested, if I was the sheriff of a county, listen, let's just say this. If I was the sheriff of a county and there was a huge child pedo prawn bust, and the guy went by Santa for decades, and his son was creating the prawn, and Santa, the dad, was distributing the prawn, and I was the sheriff, and then I had a picture of a dead girl who was also essayed. I don't think that my mind would want to do a Christmas in July this year. I'd be like, hey, PIO, let's not do Christmas in July this year. It's a little insensitive because there's kids in this neighborhood in our county who went over to Santa's house and showered and were videoed while they showered. There's children in this county that were abused by Henry and James Cox, a.k.a. Santa. Maybe this year we shouldn't do Christmas in July with Santa. But they have no common sense. None. Because they don't care. They don't care. I mean, this wasn't just some mild bust. We had Homeland Security busting these motherfuckers. We had neighbors saying, the kids always played over there. Yeah, let's table that till next year. Let's do something different. They don't care. That's why we as parents have to be more vigilant and watch out for our kids, because we got numbskulls like this that are wolves in sheep's clothing, that they want us to believe that they're protecting us, that they have our best interest. They don't. Some of them don't. And this is a clear example of someone who doesn't. Clear example. He couldn't show us who he is anymore if he tried. And that's what we have to remember. Even if it's a cop, even if it's a teacher, even if it's a pastor, I don't give a damn who it is. If it's the Pope, I don't care who they are. If they show you who they are, listen. When they show you who they are, listen. Because even if it wasn't done purposely, he doesn't know how to read a room, so to speak. This is his county. He should feel pride of his county. He should feel like he wants to protect the citizens of that county, not bring them to a Santa event when he just had a neighborhood in his county a fucking house raided where kids were going over to Santas. Get the fuck out of here, Lopez. Buy a clue. Buy a clue. And if you guys want to let, Osceola, I don't know who you complain to since he's in charge. But horrible. Glitter is forever. I'm late. Are you saying that the sheriff that had the photos is connected to Santa? No, I'm not. What I'm saying is Santa lived in his county, right? I'm sure he was aware of everything that was going on with the investigation since it was his county. Direct current. Hello. It makes me so mad. Believe them the first time, Erica. We so often just brush things off. And we're more likely to brush things off when it comes to a cop in a uniform with a badge. We want to trust them. As we should. We should be able to trust them. But there's bad seeds everywhere. And sometimes those bad seeds get into powerful positions. But when you fucking see it, say something. Recognize it. We got to get these kind of douchebags out of office. He's elected by the people. The people of Osceola should know these things. They should be privy to these things. Nope, I don't trust anyone around my grandbaby either. Nope. He's very distasteful. Awful. Good morning, true crime and other stuff. It is infuriating, and it just honestly makes you mad. And then to think about poor Madeline, man. Like, didn't like her own dad, had her mom's boyfriend essaying her. Her mom was an asshole. She had no one to turn to. Groomed from the get-go. Cricket, very disturbing how insensitive the sheriff is to what's going on. Exactly. Direct current, thank you so much for your super sticker. Appreciate you. See, this is why people don't trust them like this. I know. Sen says, ask questions, trust your children, let people in charge Let people in charge know you're not comfortable. I do not leave my kids at events alone, ever. I think that's a good rule of thumb. All right, so let's get into this story. Again, this is Hernando County, Florida. I want to see. 76% of you think that event is inappropriate. 24% of you think it's just an event. Well, I'm glad you got up, true crime. So again, this is Hernando County, Florida, and this is a human trafficking press conference. Let's see what went on.
Thank you for our media partners coming here today. A couple points of housekeeping. First of all, as Denise said, I'm Hernando County Sheriff Al Nienhuis. It is spelled Nienhuis. and it is pronounced Neen Heis. As we said, we have a couple speakers here today. I know there may be another topic you all may want to talk about, but what I'd like to do is get through this planned press conference, kind of have a hard stop, and then maybe I'll talk a little bit about another issue that may or may not be on your minds. Before I also go any further, I want to thank, he couldn't be here today, he had another obligation. I want to say a special word of thanks to our State Senator Blaise Ngolia. Not only was he involved in the initial briefing for this operation, he has spearheaded some additional resources for law enforcement to do these types of human trafficking investigations, and we certainly appreciate that because as you may see as we go through, these can be very resource intensive, but nonetheless extremely important for the safety of our children. We actually started this operation not too long ago, July 17th, a few days ago, and it went through Monday, July 22nd, this last Monday. It was all centered here in Hernando County, and most of the operation occurred here at the Sheriff's Office. We did have several other agencies assisting us. We had the Central Florida acct Task Force, which is the Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force.
And see how he's coordinating, that his sheriff's department coordinated with all of these officers? That just reinforces what I just said about Lopez. He would know exactly what went on with Homeland Security and the FBI and all of that investigating Santa and the child P ring.
I think there were individuals from St. Pete Police Department and Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office involved in that. We did have the Florida Department of Law Enforcement, who they're going to say a few words afterwards. Department of Homeland Security assisted us, and the 5th Judicial Circuit State Attorney's Office, Mr. Gladson's office, were involved from the very, very beginning. These investigations, because they are very sensitive and very complex, we do get the state attorney involved from the very get-go, because we certainly don't want to go through these investigations and leave any stone unturned or any T that's not crossed or any I that's not dotted. So we certainly appreciate their assistance in conducting the investigations. Now, what this investigation was undercover detectives posing as juveniles between 11 and 15 years of age, and through the internet, they were either solicited or enticed by individuals listed on our board, which we'll show here in a minute, to engage in sexual conduct. They either did it through payment, actually prostitution type stuff, or through just casual encounters.
Disgusting.
The individuals that we did end up arresting all admitted post Miranda to their involvement, including the conversations to engage in sexual conduct with the minors they believed they were communicating with. We had a total of 8 individuals who were arrested as a result of this operation. They were arrested for charges that included human trafficking, attempted lewd and lascivious battery, traveling to meet a minor to engage in sexual conduct, battery, and unlawful use of a two-way communication device. Now, these individuals, and ironically, we, of course, go into these things really hoping that we work very hard and nobody is willing to take us up on our offer. But we're also realistic and know that there are pretty evil people out there that are willing and able and definitely attempt to do some of the most disgusting things that you can imagine.
Yes. Now, this sheriff, I like him. I like him. He gives me good vibes. I don't think that he can compare to Lopez. Yeah, it's absolutely disgusting. Can you imagine, though, being one of these undercover officers and, you know, having to play along with these sick fucks? Can you imagine? How, I mean, they pose and then they get enticed. Like, it doesn't take much for these undercover officers to get hits. It's gross.
As adults here in Hernando County, unfortunately, 8 out of the 8 individuals that were arrested, 6 of them actually traveled from inside Hernando County so they didn't even have to come from outside the county. There were a couple of them from outside the county. I think one was Plant City, I believe. We'll get into that in a minute. And another one was from another area not too far away. These individuals were arrested over the course of this investigation, and I know there were some things brought up about maybe some booking photos not going online immediately, and that was done obviously for operational reasons. These type of individuals that are engaged in this type of activity is a very tight-knit group of criminals, and they talk to each other, they know each other, and for us to put their booking photos up with what actually occurred might have hurt the investigation over the several days that we were doing it. So we kept that information secret till the conclusion of the investigation. And our first individual that we want to talk a little bit about today is Juan Romano. He is born in 2005.
I think it says Romero, sir.
He traveled from outside the county. He came from Plant City. This individual was charged with traveling to meet a juvenile after the use of a computer to lure that child, and of course the use of a two-way communication device to facilitate a felony. We did seize his vehicle. I instructed my people, as we typically do when we have serious crimes, to take away the fruits of those crimes or things that were used, instrumentalities in those crimes. And so hopefully if this person does get out of jail anytime soon and decides he wants to travel to meet another minor for sexual activity, he's going to have a little bit more difficult time traveling without his vehicle. The next individual is Sean Doulier. He was born in 1998. He actually left his job at a local establishment here in the county to meet a minor. His vehicle was also seized, and he was charged with travel to meet.
Sean Dooley. Look at this creepo. He was going to meet a minor. These people are all over the place.
Minor after use of a computer to lure that child. He was also charged with the use of a two-way communication device to facilitate a felony. So again, he was a local individual. The next person was Eric DeGaudio. He was born in 1972.
Ugh.
He was actually a door dasher, and he battered one of our Hernando County Sheriff's Office undercover detectives who was staged as a decoy by actually grabbing her inappropriately.
What? He's a door dasher. I'm going to tell you something. You know that little option on DoorDash? Hand it to me. Leave it at my door. Have them leave it at your frickin' door.
He's charged with human trafficking, use of a two-way communication device, again, to facilitate a felony, attempted lewd and lascivious battery, as well as the battery on the undercover deputy. The next individual is Jerry Barrios. He was born in 1984. He's the owner of New York's finest barbershop here locally.
He owns a barbershop. He owns a barbershop locally. True crime, thank you so much. I love you too. Yes, always leave it at the door. Don't ever have him hand it to you.
Also seized his vehicle. He's charged with human trafficking, use of a two-way communication device to facilitate a felony, and attempted lewd and lascivious battery.
Yes, Kels.
The next individual is Troy Hartman. Mr. Hartman was born in 1962. He actually arrived in his Verizon work truck.
Oh my God. His Verizon work truck. He works for Verizon. That means he could come in your home, y'all. He works for Verizon. What the fuck? And he had no problem pulling up in his Verizon truck?
On his way to a repair cell tower rather. He's charged with human trafficking, use of a two-way communication device to facilitate a felony, and attempted lewd and lascivious battery.
Wow. On the clock.
Jared Alamo, he left this one's sad. He actually left his 2-year-old at home with his sister-in-law to commit this crime. He's born in 2000. He's charged with human trafficking, use of a two-way communication device in the furtherance of a felony, and attempted lewd and lascivious battery.
He has a 2-year-old. Where's the 2-year-old's mom? Where is the 2-year-old's mom? Oh my God, you guys.
This one's sad. He actually left his 2-year-old at home with his sister-in-law to commit this crime. He's born in 2000. He's charged with human trafficking, use of a two-way communication device in the furtherance of a felony, and attempted lewd and lascivious battery. And last, the next one is Jeremy. Thank you, Bill. Jeremy Burke. He's born in 1993. He was charged with soliciting a child for unlawful sexual conduct using a computer and use of a two-way communication device to facilitate a felony. This individual was picked up at the conclusion of our operation. And then last and certainly not least here is James Brand.
Ugh.
He's actually a registered sex offender. He was arrested in Pasco County. He had prior arrests for traveling to meet a minor.
This guy, James Brand, registered sex offender, and in the past had traveled to meet a minor. It's okay, Sen. I just want to make it clear. We back the blue, but we do call out the evil when we see it. And Lopez is not a good person, either in the uniform or out, in my opinion. Allegedly, in my opinion.
And it was captured actually by a vigilante group last year in Pasco County after attempting to travel to meet a minor again. Again, those charges are pending in Pasco County for failure to register internet identifiers.
Unbelievable.
He was charged with soliciting a child for unlawful sexual conduct using a computer and use of a communication device to facilitate a felony. Obviously, very serious charges for these individuals. These do take a tremendous amount of work, and we have the individuals here for you if you want to get additional pictures. As I said, we've been working. Our Internet Crimes Against Children's unit was stood up a little over a year ago, and they've been working very hard since April of 2023. Initially, one of their major focuses was possession of child pornography. They've actually made 43 arrests in that area, 6 of which unfortunately were juveniles. 4 of the individuals were already registered sex offenders, and those charges, as I said, range from possession of child pornography, distribution of child pornography, and human trafficking, and so forth. So they've been very busy. This is the first operation like this we've done in quite a while. It took dozens of individuals to be involved in not just the undercover portion over the internet, but obviously you have to have surveillance teams to look for counter surveillance, because these individuals, they don't want to be arrested. We have takedown teams. Crime analysis is very involved in working with our undercovers to try to identify these individuals, and a whole host of other people, including forensics, to maybe facilitate processing crime scenes or processing vehicles and the like, as well as obviously our forensics section that deals with electronic devices. They have a wealth of information and knowledge and expertise in that area, and they are critical to making good cases here.
So isn't it amazing that all of these law enforcement agencies can get into these guys' phones, but our own FBI Pittsburgh office couldn't get into the Trump shooter's phone?
The detective who currently monitors sexual offenders and predators has affected 56 arrests on those that are already known to us to be offenders or predators. And he has currently 514 of those individuals under his purview. So again, our relationship with our fellow agencies is critical, and so I'd like to turn it over a moment to the person who will now take this ball and run with it in the court system is our local state attorney, Bill Gladson, and he'll offer some information from their perspective. So, Bill.
Thank you, Sheriff. Good morning, everyone. As the Sheriff said, my name is Bill Gladson. I'm the State Attorney for the 5th Judicial Circuit. And I just want to thank the Sheriff's Office and FDLE for working on cases like this, because these cases underscore why it's so important for parents to make sure that they know what their children are doing on the internet. And it's so important for everybody in the community to be aware of how these people prey upon children. And I have had the opportunity to go back while they're doing these operations, and in fact, this particular case, my Hernando County Chief Conrad Juergensmeyer visited this operation while they were doing it with Detective Galarza, who I think managed the operation. And as these cases unfold, as you walk back there and you watch these detectives, people are soliciting things from them, and these conversations progress and progress and progress. And that's something that the public doesn't get a chance to see, but it's absolutely horrifying. It's horrifying, and it happens quickly. And it happens a lot more than you end up getting cases on. So there are a lot of people that start to bite, but they don't fully commit. And it's just a reminder of how serious the internet can be and how dangerous it can be when parents aren't monitoring it, and when children are allowed to just kind of
a free-for-all,
do their own thing. So with that being said, I can't speak about the specifics of the investigation. I can say that the Hernando County Sheriff's Office does an excellent job with these cases, and that we prosecute them and we seek to put these people in prison every chance we get. That's what we do. These are the people that are out there hurting our most vulnerable, our children. So with that, I think that's probably as far as I'll go, Sheriff.
Thank you. Thank you. Again, I appreciate his willingness from the get-go to come and be involved intimately in these investigations to make sure that we give them everything we possibly can to make a prosecutable case. Next, another relationship we have, and I know I saw Commissioner, FDLE Commissioner Glass over the weekend, and he sent his regrets for not being able to be here. I've talked with him at length about this and other issues that are statewide issues, and just say we appreciate FDLE and the partnership we have with them. Their reach is a little bit further, obviously, than Hernando County Sheriff's Office, and some of the resources they have, although we can do a tremendous amount in-house, there are some things that they can do that we are not able to do. So a partnership with them is absolutely critical. And towards that end, FDLE Assistant Commissioner Lee Massey is going to say a few words on behalf of FDLE. So.
Thanks, Sheriff. Thank you. Good afternoon or good morning, y'all. On behalf of Commissioner Glass, I just want to thank the Sheriff's Office, State Attorney Gladson, for the tremendous work that their agencies do collectively. Really, the accolades, even though the three of us have the opportunity to stand in front of you and speak, you see the investigators to the left and right. The work that they do and the work that they've done in this investigation really is tremendous. I will tell you some of the things that happens behind the scenes with these folks and others like them across the state is the information that they have to look at and listen to. The images are horrific. I believe both the sheriff and the state attorney have referenced that. But they have to look at these images all day, every day, take those images home. You can't really, hit Control-Alt-Delete and start over or clear the images from their minds. So I want to offer my appreciation and my thanks and gratitude to each of them for the
they
work
see
that
some
they
sick
do.
shit.
Really protecting, to the sheriff's point when he first started his comments, referencing the victims in this, and they are the vulnerable amongst us, right? The children that can't really make their own decisions or defend themselves. So thank goodness today. What I would like to say, because the details of the investigation have really been covered well, is the collaborative effort is the way law enforcement should work, and I think that's a direct result of what this investigation has presented. But the one thing that I'm really, really excited when I came to this, I knew that I was going to have an opportunity to reference it, is as you look at the images of these monsters, and that's exactly what they are, they're monsters. What we don't have is another board over here with images of live victims. And the reason we don't have the innocent images of those children on a board next to us is because of the great work that these guys have done. I want to say that, hopefully I didn't offend, guys and gals. But that's really where the rubber meets the road, right? We don't have a poster board of innocent children who have been victimized by these individuals. We'll keep it at that.
Yeah, Lopez, why don't you take some notes?
And I think that is ultimately the end goal. So that the citizens of the county of Hernando, the state of Florida, are all more fortunate today because of the work that these folks have done, the commitment that the leaders of these two organizations and my boss have put into this. So that's what it's all about. And thank you all for coming out and covering this story because I think it's important. But on behalf of everybody involved, thank you very much and great job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, the assistant commissioner touched on it a little bit, and I've heard it said before, and I don't exactly remember where I said it, is that these individuals deal with this, and words really can't put into true meaning what they have to deal with, whether it's going to a crime scene or working in an undercover capacity like this, and the difficulty for an average person to deal with that. And those deputies step into that role as hard as it is, so the rest of society can be naive about what actually goes on. And there's things that we can't even talk about that I guarantee you would turn your stomach, or the average person's stomach. And so I want to reiterate the fact that they're willing to step up and deal with that mental anguish that they have to do. I say all the time, and it is certainly not political rhetoric, I get to work with some of the most professional law enforcement individuals that I've ever had the pleasure in over 40 years of law enforcement to deal with, and they surprise me every single day in a very, very good way. And that is absolutely true. Thank both of you for recognizing that, because unfortunately we do get to see a little bit about what they have to deal with, and it turns our stomach. We can't imagine being right in the middle of it in real time. So with that being said, on this particular case, does anybody have any questions, or for myself or the state attorney or the FDLE assistant commissioner?
Sheriff, you may not want to divulge it, but I mean, the tactics that were used, are we talking social media, are we talking video games, roadblocks, and part of that, what are you telling parents to be on the lookout through these, I guess, apps or video games that the communication is happening?
Good question.
Well, yes, all of the above.
Roadblocks.
We certainly are going to do our very best to be as contemporaneous with the bad guys as we possibly can, using whatever means that they use to lure these children. For the bad guys that are out there, regardless of what method you're using, we're going to figure it out, and we're going to use that method. So you need to be very, very scared of law enforcement. And if we can prevent one child, and as was said, we don't have a board up here. We don't know what we prevented. We can't measure that, unfortunately. But we are sure that we, obviously, when these people are in custody and in prison, they obviously can't hurt another innocent child. But parents, I wish I could give a sound bite to parents to say, if you do this, that's easy, you're not going to have an issue. It's not easy. And basically it's one word: involvement. You've got to be involved. If you're not paying attention every minute of every day to what your children are doing, they're going to figure out a way. Children can be very resourceful.
Yep.
They don't always make good decisions, as the assistant commissioner said. A matter of fact, they make very poor decisions, and they don't think about the consequences, and they often think that they can be naive about what these people are going to do once they get them. But they can be very resourceful and figure out a way around parents. So parents have got to be very involved in their children's every aspect of their life, particularly when it comes to anything internet, social media, games, anything that's connected to the outside world, and physically too. Make sure they know where their kids are, because these individuals were going to meet our undercovers who they thought to be juveniles at a public location. And so the fact that these children can get away to those public locations, check up on your children. Are they really going to Johnny's house to play video games, or are they going to meet a sexual pervert? So what else?
So what are some of these places that these guys would go to meet these minors?
They were just run-of-the-mill. I don't want to give away anything because I don't want to give our bad guys saying, well, they want to meet there. I don't want to give them any information at all. But I would tell you, you would be surprised at how public and unassuming these places would be. They are not some dark alley someplace in the middle of the night. This is a lot of times occurring even during daylight. At a very public location. So they could be meeting these people anywhere, anytime, because these people that are trying to do these types of things, they're going to go over wherever those young people want to meet them. They're obviously willing to travel. Some of them from great distances. Most of ours were fairly close to the Hernando region, and 6 of them were actually in Hernando. But some of them, you hear stories where they'll actually get on planes and fly.
Good
here.
God.
So. Again, parents, don't assume just because they're
across the country
going to the convenience store or to the grocery store or anything like that, that they're not going to meet one of these individuals and disappear.
How if you touch on it, did these guys work together in any way? They're all separate?
No, we don't have any information that they work together, but it is a very tight-knit community, obviously. And so they very well could have known each other either in person or online. I don't think we have any information of that specifically, but that's one thing we're concerned with, that we have to be cautious when we're making these arrests not to make them public, because if they know that their friends are arrested for traveling to meet a minor, they certainly are going to get off the computer for the time being and not do it themselves. So, all right. Any other questions on this particular case?
So, yeah, I mean, I think we need to celebrate the good cops when we see good things, but back to the bad cops. This is a couple of stories I found on the Osceola sheriff. Back to Marco Lopez. Deputies raise questions after Osceola County Sheriff approves $1,000 bonuses for civilian employees. This is August of 2021. Osceola County Sheriff's Office has approved giving most civilian employees $1,000 checks after Governor Ron DeSantis gave $1,000 checks to first responders and teachers. Now, Osceola County Sheriff Marco Lopez is giving most of his civilian employees checks out of his own budget. That cost in just that one department is $240,000, and not everyone is happy about it. Lopez approved that money, but said this week there was no money for body cameras or school resource officers. This guy's a dick, which were also estimated to cost $240,000. When pressed by Channel 9 reporter Shannon Butler, he said the issue with the SRO body cameras wasn't about money, but the fact that he doesn't think they're needed. He said the support staff also risked exposure, so they should be compensated just the same as deputies, and if the state wouldn't do it, he would. Lopez said he has an $85 million budget and had the money to help the employees. Deputies raised questions, saying they received the money because they were responding to calls risking exposure to COVID-19, while many people were sent home to work. But the sheriff's office said those who worked from home got smaller bonuses, and the $1,000 checks went to those who came in the office. Lopez said the money is coming out of his general fund, which means Osceola County taxpayers footed the bill. So his own deputies were questioning him. And then here's another story. He's accused of violating the Constitution in this one. Let's open this one up. Osceola County Sheriff accused of violating Constitution in new lawsuit. Osceola County Sheriff Marcos Lopez is accused of establishing a violent policing culture. That's alleged in a lawsuit just filed against him and 2 sheriff's deputies after a deadly encounter at Target last year. The lawsuit is in response to one particular incident, but in it, Sheriff Lopez is accused of fostering a, quote, agency-wide culture of escalating minor criminal offenses into violent and deadly scenes. We think that the actions of the Osceola County Sheriff's Office through the policies, procedures, and practices of Sheriff Lopez are outrageous, dangerous, and beyond reckless. In April of 2022, the Osceola County Sheriff's Office deputies were conducting training exercises at a Target. They were notified about a group of teenagers who the lawsuit says stole about $40 worth of Pokemon cards and pizza. Instead of arresting them on the spot, the lawsuit accuses the sheriff's office of using them as human guinea pigs. The lawsuit will ultimately seek millions, and that's simply because of these ongoing violations, which we believe, as it's been alleged, are civil rights and constitutional violations. Surveillance video shows the deputies in unmarked cars blocking a car with 4 teens inside. They tried to drive off, and the deputies opened fire. What? They stole $40 of Pokemon cards and pizzas, and they shot at them? Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Jaden Baez, 20, the driver, was killed. His father is joining the lawsuit on his behalf. I will never be a grandfather ever, said Alejandro Baez, Jaden's father. Lawyers say 19-year-old Joseph Lowe put his hands up to surrender and wound up being shot in both hands and losing a finger. Michael Gomez, 18, was shot in the back multiple times and still has a bullet lodged in his shoulder. The lawsuit claims 17-year-old Ian Joy was slammed to the ground and injured. He wasn't charged with any crime. Lowe and Gomez were charged with petty theft. That's a second-degree misdemeanor, the lowest punishment on record. Wow. The Osceola County Sheriff's Office told Fox 35 in a statement they weren't surprised by the lawsuit, saying, quote, "It was announced the individuals who damaged several police cars, caused injury to one deputy, and placed several other deputies in fear for their lives would be suing the Osceola County Sheriff's Office. We look forward to the facts being told in a court of law." The deputies rammed his vehicle, and this is their lawyer. So for them to twist this, we just wanted the truth, we want the facts. Former state attorney Monique Worrell confirmed she's been investigating the Osceola County Sheriff before she was removed from her position. Now her replacement is taking over that investigation. State Attorney Andrew Bain has a policy that if a law enforcement officer's use of force goes to court, it'll be heard by a grand jury. That means that the sheriff and the deputies named could not only have to pay damages, but could face criminal charges. What the fuck? I'm in utter shock right now.
Shining the light on unsolved crimes. No human being deserves.
Hold on. This is an ad. I am in utter shock. Wow. Hold on. Let's watch this video on this.
A Fox 35 update now. This deadly deputy-involved shooting outside of Target last year is leading to a lawsuit against a sheriff. Osceola County Sheriff Marco Lopez is being accused of establishing a violent policing culture. Fox 35's Marie Ettinger has reaction from both sides.
Sheriff Marco Lopez was scheduled to be at an event near this railroad today. That was set up for 4:30. He had not responded to interview requests earlier in the day, so we hope to talk with him here, but he wound up canceling last minute, so we didn't get that opportunity. The lawsuit is in response to one particular incident, but in it, Sheriff Marcos Lopez is accused of fostering a, quote, agency-wide culture of escalating minor criminal offenses into violent and deadly scenes.
We think that the actions of the Osceola County Sheriff's Office through the policies, procedures, and practices of Sheriff Lopez are outrageous, dangerous, and beyond reckless.
In April of 2022, Osceola County Sheriff's deputies were conducting training exercises at a Target. They were notified about a group of teenagers who the lawsuit says stole about $40 worth of Pokemon cards and pizza. Instead of arresting them on the spot, the lawsuit accuses the Sheriff's Office of using them as human guinea pigs.
The lawsuit will ultimately seek millions, and that's simply because of this ongoing these ongoing violations, which we believe, as it's been alleged, are civil rights and constitutional violations.
Surveillance video shows the deputies in unmarked cars blocking in a car with 4 teens inside. As the teens try to drive off, the deputies opened fire. 20-year-old Jaden Bays, the driver, was killed. His father is joining the lawsuit on his behalf.
I will never be a grandfather.
Lawyers say 19-year-old Joseph Lowe put his hands up to surrender and wound up being shot in both hands and losing a finger. 18-year-old Michael Gomez was shot in the back multiple times. A 17-year-old was slammed to the ground and says he was injured. The lawsuit claims widespread and persistent policy, practice, culture, and procedures of the Osceola County Sheriff's Office allowed such a deadly and violent event to occur. The Osceola County Sheriff's Office told Fox 35 in a statement they weren't surprised by the lawsuit, saying, quote, "It was announced to the individuals who damaged several police cars, caused injury to one deputy, and placed several other deputies in fear for their lives would be suing the Osceola County Sheriff's Office. We look forward to the facts being told in a court of law."
The deputies rammed his vehicle. It's there. So for them to twist this, we just want the truth. We just want the facts.
Well, let's see what happened with this lawsuit. Federal lawsuit. I don't know. I'll have to maybe look it up later, but let's see if we can find anything just off the cuff. Target Osceola County Sheriff says they were sued. Lawsuit filed. Look at this. Oh, man, y'all are going to be pissed off. You're going to be so mad. You're going to be so freaking mad. Look, it says Osceola County. Shit. Hold on. Wait for it. Osceola County Sheriff praises the grand jury decision not to charge deputies in the Target shooting. Choo-choo, they were there for an practice detail. Ended up killing a teen for taking Pokemon cards. You all want to hear his comment? This cocky sumbitch. Above the law.
County Sheriff Marcos Lopez praising the grand jury decision to not bring charges against the 2 deputies involved in a shooting at a local Target, which killed 1 man and injured 2 others. However, the state attorney said the grand jury is still not done investigating the case. News 6's Ezzy Castro spoke with Sheriff Lopez about what this means for his office.
Hopefully the decision of the grand jurors will help those affected gain closure and begin the healing process. Because law enforcement officers place themselves in dangerous situations daily.
Osceola County Sheriff Marcos Lopez weighing in on the decision from a grand jury that 2 of his deputies will not face any charges for opening fire on 3 men, killing one of them outside this Target in 2022. Lopez said his deputies shot at the men, accused of stealing from the store, then trying to flee from the scene in a car.
There has been a narrative suggesting that these deputies used force because of a petty theft. That's not accurate, and that's not
You're
factual.
a liar.
The case was the first to be reviewed since State Attorney Andrew Bain announced a new policy surrounding the use of force involving officers.
I let you know that it was going to be the first case that was going to be part of the new policy once we instituted it back 3 months ago.
Something else that the sheriff said was that he is requesting more body cameras for his deputies, saying that this will bring more transparency for future cases.
The attorney that has represented these families has been incredibly, criticizing you because of this case, saying there was lack of transparency, and wants to review these policies. As we know, the grand jury will be reviewing more of these policies. What are your comments towards that?
Yeah, remember, James is an attorney and he's working on the civil side of it. A lot of these attorneys are going to profit from deputies being found at fault or negligent. In this case, we were cleared, so it kind of puts his theory and everything into a different direction.
In Osceola County, Ezzy Castro, getting results, News 6.
Okay, so regardless of how old they were, it was petty theft. It was $40. It was $40. right? We should not expect to get shot at over $40, whether we're 20, 60, 90. Unbelievable. This corruption goes deep, guys. Here's another and this was just January of 2024. He was just off the hook in January. Now he's back on the hook. I mean, we can really see the pattern here with this guy. Here is the actual Target video. April 2023. After this ad, that is. I know. It is totally unreal. It's unacceptable. It's disgusting. And I haven't even looked for this. This is just something that, just a simple Google search found all of this while we were live.
Against the Osceola County Sheriff and 2 deputies in response to a shooting outside of a busy Target last year. 1 person died and 2 others were hurt. News 6's Catherine Silver has the details.
Surveillance video shows law enforcement surrounding a car in this Target parking lot and ultimately opening fire in April 2022. 20-year-old Jaden Baez was killed and 2 others were hurt over an alleged theft of Pokemon cards and pizza.
They put these young men in a volley in exchange of fire. I've never seen anything like that in all the decades I've been practicing.
Attorney Mark Nejame is representing the men and their family.
I thought that was the actual Target video. Look there's the guy from Orange County, the one that did the press conference for Madeline on the left. The sheriff said a lot of his office's policies could use improvement, and there have been changes made since the Target shooting. Lopez said the department has made changes to a box technique used and will upgrade, request additional body cameras. According to the sheriff's office, several deputies attended a training near the Target the night of the shooting. 2 detectives were in the Target parking lot and noticed suspicious behavior. A black Audi caught their attention because they noticed the vehicle's license plate was concealed by a piece of paper. Lopez said after seeing this suspicious behavior, training was concluded and deputies were told to gear up and head to the Audi where the 4 men were, though none of the deputies involved in the shooting were equipped with body cams. According to Lopez, this is because deputies wear tactical gear during training, while body cams are typically given to patrolling deputies. Here's this kid. Let's see what this is about.
At Chuck.
Ooh, that's loud AF.
A developing story in Osceola County tonight. Newly released court documents show theft charges were dropped against 2 men hurt in a deputy shooting outside a Target store.
Yeah, it's a major update to the confrontation that also left 1 man dead back in April near the store on Highway 192. So News 6's Lauren Cervantes joins us now live outside the Osceola County Sheriff's Office. Lauren, you tried to speak to the sheriff about this update, right?
I did. I came here to get reaction from Sheriff Lopez after the state attorney's office says the charges were dropped. But I was told the sheriff is not here and will not be releasing a statement until he himself confirms what we have already confirmed. Now, here's what the no information notice that was filed today says for both Joseph Lowe and Michael Gomez. The documents read in part, quote, "From the investigation which has been made, it is the opinion of the writer that this case is not suitable for prosecution," meaning the petty theft charges for both Lowe and Gomez have been dropped. Now, I want to take you back to the scene. Surveillance video showed deputies surrounding the men's black Audi, which deputies say was suspicious because there was paper over the license plate. According to an affidavit, it says the deputies tried to make contact with the men, which ultimately led to 2 deputies opening fire. All of this after deputies say the men stole Pokemon cards and a pizza from the Target. Now, the shooting killed 20-year-old Jaden Baez. The attorneys for Baez's family, Mark Nejame and Albert Yanfa, say Baez was the driver of the Audi. Sheriff Lopez telling us after Baez was taken out of the car, a loaded gun was found that Baez did not have a license for. Now, Nejame and Yanfa are also representing both Lowe and Gomez, sharing this video of Lowe in the hospital. The attorneys say that the young men were also hurt in the shooting and that Lowe was shot 6 times, predominantly in his hands, and Gomez 3 times in the back. A 4th person was also in the car but was a juvenile and has not been named. It's not clear where they fall in the investigation. But I spoke with Attorney Yonfa just moments ago. Take a listen.
And think about this, too. A juvenile was in the car. And now that juvenile saw these people get shot to death, people that they were probably friends with. It's hard enough to see a stranger get shot to death in front of you and probably had their blood all over them. Fuck these guys, man. This is awful. The ones that survived will never be the same. They just managed to make their lives that much worse and then end the life of another one. Over Pokemon cards and some paper on the license plate. How about you let them drive off and pull them over like normal cops? Sketchy as fuck.
Listen to what he had to say.
For the family, a little bit of a good news, considering what they've been through. It's a little bit of a beam of sunlight through these dark clouds that they're going through. You know, again, unfortunately, these boys are still suffering greatly from their injuries, externally and internally.
Now, FDLE, who is still investigating the deputy-involved shooting, tells us that their investigation is ongoing. After they have concluded that, they will send a report to the state attorney's office to determine if any charges will be brought. For now, in Osceola County,
of course not. These guys didn't even know that they stole Pokemon cards. They just went after them because they thought they looked suspicious. And that's not right either. So here's another problem that Marcos had back in March of 2023. Florida State's attorney refutes Osceola Sheriff's drug trafficking claims. This is the old attorney. She was removed from her position. Here's him. And look at how that guy behind him is looking at him. Look at that. Oh, you guys, hang on. Let me fix this. Look at how he's looking at Lopez. Ooh, buddy. Okay, so here we have the Florida State's attorney, the former. It says Osceola County Sheriff Marco Lopez held a news conference last week saying out of all the drug trafficking arrests made in 2022, none of the offenders were prosecuted for drug trafficking. On Monday, State Attorney Monique Worrell held a news conference and claimed that his comments were misleading. She says 13 drug trafficking cases resulted in a minimum mandatory or higher sentence in 2022. So he was, there's not much to that, but he was going after this state's attorney. Oh my God, here's another one on him. This guy needs to go, man. Look at this. Florida deputy arrested after telling friend, oh, hells no. What? You guys, this just got tinfoil hat level. Everybody put on your tinfoil hats. This just got crazy. I don't like it. No. This isn't good. Florida deputy arrested after telling friend accused of having sex with minor to flee, Osceola sheriff says. Hi, Keena.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
This isn't good. This is just last June. Arturo Dominguez. Deputy told friend with warrant to flee. Oh my God. We're going to watch the video and then we'll read through this. I'm in utter shock right now. Utter shock. Never expected to find all
Deputy
this.
now on the other side of the law. He's accused of helping a friend who was wanted for allegedly having sex with a minor. Fox 35's Valerie Boyes in Osceola County with more tonight.
When an Osceola deputy showed up here at Sheriff's headquarters, he was arrested, accused of helping a friend who was allegedly sleeping with a minor.
The former Deputy Dominguez was fired from my agency and arrested.
30-year-old Arturo Dominguez was an Osceola patrol deputy, but now Sheriff Marcos Lopez says he's in big trouble.
He told a suspect in a sex case involving a minor to flee. That's pretty disgusting. That's pretty sick.
Sheriff Lopez says Dominguez was trying to help a childhood friend named Omar Ayala by using a database to see if there was a warrant out for Ayala's arrest. According to an Okeechobee sheriff's warrant, Ayala, who's a teacher and a soccer coach, had
a teacher and a soccer coach. This is awful.
Sex with a 16-year-old student from Okeechobee High.
He wanted to give his friend a heads up so Ayala would know if the police were looking for him.
He knew that warrants were coming.
We talked to the Okeechobee sheriff about Dominguez helping Ayala. How much more difficult did he make this?
Oh, extremely difficult. And, and it even, it even points the finger more so, if he had any potential to defend himself or to speak up for himself, his actions now speak volumes.
This isn't the first time an Osceola deputy is in trouble with the law. Last week, State Attorney Monique Worrell charged Osceola Deputy David Crawford for negligence with a personal injury. Investigators say a motorcyclist he was following was set on fire at a gas station after the deputy's taser came in contact with the gas that pooled beneath the man.
Oh my God. Y'all. This is terrible. I mean, when you take into account, you've seen worse. I mean, just the Madeline Soto leak is bad enough. It just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. So, Cricket, let's see if he gets voted back in this year. We'll see. We'll see if this election is rigged or not. Because who the hell would vote him in?
Men as they fought.
We actually sent that charge forward. In both cases, we found deputies guilty.
The Okeechobee warrant states the victim's mother contacted deputies after seeing text messages about Ayala and another school employee who allegedly had sex with her daughter.
Because of Dominguez's conduct, Omar Ayala's whereabouts are now unknown.
Do you think there's other victims out there by this man?
They can't find him.
I would hope not, but I don't know.
Again, Ayala is still on the loose. Meanwhile, Dominguez, he's out of jail on a $6,000 bond. Reporting in Kissimmee, Valerie Boy, Fox 35 News.
Did they ever find him? And this dude, whatever happened to Arturo Dominguez? Oh, God.
I'm deeply connected to my family's history and culture, and that's why I love living.
He got jail time. He got 60 days. "60 days in jail after warning a child sex suspect of an arrest warrant." He pled guilty to charges of official misconduct and accessory after the fact. Lifelong childhood friend. What does that say about him? Oh, 3 years probation. So he's currently on probation somewhere out there in Florida. Wow. This is crazy. Did they ever find the other guy? Who's the other guy? Omar Ayala. A detective noticed that he had repeatedly run his name in the system, and Dominguez lied and said he ran his name because he pulled the guy over on a traffic stop. Well, good for them for, digging into his searches. I wonder if they... ever caught him. I don't see anything about that. That is nuts. That is the worst of the worst. They tasered a guy while he pumped gas. What is this? Ooh, it even made TMZ, you guys. This dude is not going to get elected. I love it. Look. Sheriff posts possible crime scene photo on IG, apologizes and cites incident. This made TMZ. I hope they continue to update because this is from March. But anyways, we're going to wrap it up on that note, guys. Thank you for listening today. Yeah, the guy died. The guy died, guys. Yeah. If you want to join me tonight, we are going to be live in Discord at 8 p.m. Eastern. We're going to be streaming Seth Rogers' channel with Joe Petito. I don't know what that's all about, but if you're not a member of Discord, all you have to do is be a member of the channel or a Patreon member, and you can join us in the live lounge. We're going to be live tonight. So join us for that. Seth and Joe Petito and TikTok Tony. I don't know. We'll find out. So hopefully I'll see you guys in Discord tonight. If not, I'll see you on our Friday Live tomorrow, since it is only Thursday. I'll see you guys tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Stay vigilant, guys. Stay vigilant. I love you all. Thank you for your support and watching today. Myron, let's run our credits. And make sure you hit that like button on the way out. I hope to see you guys all in Discord. Let's try to make it our biggest watch party ever. Let's try to make it our biggest watch party ever. One view and a bunch of us watching. All right, guys. I'll see you guys hopefully tonight. If not, I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one and stay cool out there. Love you. If you need help, we are here to help you. Bye, guys. Thank you so much. So much for watching. If you enjoyed this live stream or video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on my latest content. Want to take it a step further?
Bring it all in.
And join our community clickers by becoming a Patreon or a YouTube member. You'll get exclusive access to our Discord server, special channel perks, and much more. Until then, I'll see you in the next one.
Click, 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 click. It's real easy, man.
John Wayne Bobbitt's penis.
About you and your problems, I don't give a damn. You talk way too much, I have heard enough. About you and your problems, I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn.
Ooh, that will scare somebody.
You're bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. You wanna be with me. You wanna feel something real, but I'm feeling differently. You're making plans to get to friends, but don't wanna face the fact that I ain't got time for that. Staying up late, sleeping all day, dreaming about Cadillacs. Buying new shoes, hanging by the pool, sipping on Coke and Jack. Calling my phone when you feel alone,
Jennifer or two Jennifer?
Thanks so much, Jennifer.
Jennifer loves horses. Bye, Jennifer.